Welcome back everyone to the Rugged Guide, and firstly got to say thank you very much for all the guys who have messaged me their sizes for the t-shirts that we're giving away on the last vlog we did. Please keep doing that. If you enjoy this one, do the same. It's not too late now to enter, so if you just send me a message with your size, you'll be entered into the free draw to win one of the 20 t-shirts, limited edition t-shirts. But here we are. This is probably going to be the last vlog we're going to do on the Heritage Defender or the Heritage 90 before it's finished. We are at D-Day now, and just a couple of little details to go on before it's actually complete. But it is looking stunning. Check that out. So, obviously, we got wheels to go on, but I'm going to show you some of the details that the guys have done recently. What I said before in some of the other videos is we've tried to mimic a lot of the detail from the original Land Rover Heritage version. So little details in our own way, we've tried to do that. So obviously, if you do look at the original Heritage Land Rover that they did, you'll see that it's got the clear lenses at the front, the coloured at the back, little badges. On the Heritage version, this is what we do. So we've got a stainless grille that's been colour coded. We've got the bumper here in Galv and the bumperettes, TD5 bumperettes. Again, if you've been following the vlog, you'll notice that we mentioned some of the things in the paint stage, and one of those was the damage to the rear quarters. And because of that, we actually had to fit these checker plate corners, but they look really good, and I'm really surprised how tidy they are. And the guys here, what they've decided to do, which is a nice little touch, rather than rivet these on, because there's quite a lot of filler in there, and we're not trying to hide that fact, and the customer knows they've been filled, but rather than try and rivet them and possibly crack the filler, we've put some stainless button head bolts through there, nice and solid, and they look really tidy, and they'll give that loads of strength. The wheel arches have all come up nicely, new wheel arches on here, and if I open the tailgate up, this is nice. Check this out, look at that. So, you've got full checker plate on the back there, we've got a new latch, and everything's new. In the back here, we have got a stainless threshold guard, and we fitted the Exmoor trim acoustic mat system, just to give it a bit more deadening and make it a bit more tidy. We mentioned before that the back was very dented. We didn't want to cover it and just put loads of filler in there, so that's taken care of that. And then in the back here, the guys have fitted these Exmoor trim bench seats with lap belts, so you've got 2 lap belts on each side. There's loads of benches available, lots of manufacturers do them, and again, not paid endorsement, but these are the best. They are solid, they are well made, they're finished really nicely, and they go in perfectly. They're not flimsy, they don't rip and tear. You can feel that the actual material, even though it's only vinyl, it's much thicker than anything you get on other cheaper versions. So they've gone in, worth the extra money. And one thing to remember is these wheels, being the Wolf rims, they're not light, and that is a big tyre. So, you know, it's the right thing to get a nice substantial rear wheel carrier on there just to give it some strength, so you're not getting anything creaking, stressing, and it just keeps it all secure when you're driving. So a nice touch that. Okay, so let me show you the interior now. You will be quite surprised at the difference. Check that out. So we've got the seats, all leather. These are the saddle leather that we opted for. They're heated, and to make that nice and easy for the customer to operate, we fitted these Exmoor trim seat risers. Now that gives him a lot more legroom as well, but you've got the little button on the side here to operate. That's on the ignition power, but they finish everything off nicely. You've got a nice location there for the switch. So you've got the seats in the leather. We've got the Mota-Lita steering wheel, which is just beautiful. Little bit of information, if you do fit, we had a bit of problem finding the right boss for this wheel, because a standard steering wheel boss won't fit because the hole in the middle is bigger. So the guy's got a proper Mota-Lita boss, the wooden trim Mota-Lita wheel in 15-inch. We've got the aluminium knobs on the gear stick and the diff, and just finished it off. Little bits and pieces that were broken because it's such an old vehicle. Plastics were broken, you know, screws were rusty, everything's been replaced. We've got nice little chrome levers on here, the buttons. So anything that was soiled after over 30 years of living on a farm, it's been cleaned with TFR, it's been just sort of keyed, and then a bit of matte black or satin black, depending on whereabouts on the vehicle it is, just to tidy everything up. And the door cards are actually original, and what the guys there, they've given those a really good clean, and they've painted those up with some satin black, so that looks really nice. We've got the locking cubby box in here, which is obviously a great addition if you've got a soft top, because you want something secure. It's lockable, it's metal, it's solid. You've got your cup holders. We've even included, because obviously this is a vehicle for this century, not last century, we've got the USB pod in there, so you've got twin USB outs rather than a cigar power socket. It just makes it tidier, you haven't got to have the big extension sticking out. Next time you see this vehicle, it'll be outside, hopefully dry, and we'll go over it and really get some detail. But there we go, there is the Heritage in its entirety.